I am super excited today. I'm going to do a comparison between the Wolf King GT Pro and the Dualtron X2. What I'm going to share with you is what I like, what I don't like, what sort of improvements can be made on both, and also who are they really for. But I wanted to share with you right now as well was it's taken me an awful long time to get around to actually shooting this video. And I really wanted to get into why. Why have I struggled to make this video? It's just a comparison video. How hard can this be, Tim? But it's been preying on me, and I don't know if maybe you feel this way sometimes. You procrastinate. I've been shooting videos left, right, and center, but this particular video I've really been struggling with, and I'm gonna share with you why later on in this video. But up next, let's take a look at the let's take a look at the Wolf King GT Pro and share with you exactly what this beast is all about. We'll run through all the numbers now. Wolf King GT Pro has twin motors, front and back, 2,000 watts, topping out probably around 6,000 watts in total for those max pushes up the side of mountains and hills. It's got 11-inch tires by 3.5 inches. It's got the nut brakes, 160 millimeters at the front and back, super powerful. Top speed is about 60 miles an hour, I've heard, but I've never done that. Or that's what, 100 kilometers an hour? And in the battery bay here, it's got a 72 volt, 35 amp hour battery, an absolutely humongous battery, which I've already shown on one of the videos. I've done a couple of range tests with it, and this battery and this machine was able to get me miles. I'm going to put that video right up here. It weighs about 50 kilos, which is about 110 pounds, and it's approximately 4,500 US dollars, so it's not cheap. And the Dualtron X2, you can see it's a lot bigger. It's 70 kilos, which is about 154 pounds. Massive amounts of power, more powerful than the Wolf King. It's got max power of about 8,300 watts. It also has hydraulic spring brakes, dual hydraulic coilover springs, which is pretty amazing. It's got massive 13-inch tires, which are also 3.5 inches in width. It also has a top speed very similar, about 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers per hour. It's got an even bigger battery than the Wolf King GT Pro. It's got a 72 volt, 42 amp hour battery. But one of the biggest differences is in the price. It's about 8,500 US dollars. So what do I love about the Wolf King GT? I absolutely love the fact that it's got massive range with this humongous battery. The ride quality is second to none. It's just so comfortable, especially on those long rides. Lighting at the front is excellent. Let me just quickly show you. It should be on. Is it on? And the display. The display is the top display I've ever seen with an electric scooter. And even in bright sunshine, you can actually read it, which is amazing. What do I like about the Dualtron X2? It's also got lots of power, even more range. The suspension is really bouncy, but it can be adjusted. And I love the lighting and the extra battery to power all the LEDs. That's right, it's got two batteries. It's got the big battery in the deck, plus it's got a smaller battery right here in the stem. It's using top quality parts and has zero flex in the stem, just like the Wolf King, but it's even more robust than even the Wolf King. So Tim, what don't you like about the Wolf King GT Pro? The only thing I don't like is that it's really heavy. So if you've got to carry it up and down stairs, if you've got to put it in the back of a car, even folding it can be quite difficult. But other than that, I absolutely love this thing. So what don't I like about the Dualtron X2? Well, it is insanely heavy. It's stupidly heavy. It's just almost unmanageable. You would never want to have to be able to put it in the back of a car. That's never going to happen. You're obviously going to have to drive this into a garage, and it's never going to be lifted. It's also really difficult to manage in or maneuver around in tight spots. It seems a little bit unwieldy that way. It's super expensive. I mean, for $8,500, really, there are so many things on this planet you can buy, but for $8,500 US, that's an awful lot. Trigger throttle as well, really, for something this expensive, no, I think you absolutely should be, with something this expensive, it should be at least a thumb throttle. And I find as well that the cockpit itself, the overall cockpit is dated. I mean, the i3 or 3i or whatever this thing is, come on, this is 2022. I think we need something like a TFT from with the Wolf King GT, for example. And then the last thing, if you're 5'9" or 5'10" or taller, it's a non-starter. The stem height on this thing is crazy, crazy short. So when you're riding around, you're reeving in and out of traffic, you're fine. But when you put the brakes on, and if you're 6 foot tall like I am, it is quite uncomfortable. You come forward too far, it just doesn't feel right. You need the stem height to be a lot higher. So who is the Dualtron X2 for? And this is actually what I had a big struggle with when I was actually putting this video together, was determining or figuring out who is this actually for? I mean, it's horribly expensive. I can sort of imagine possibly the police services using it because it's got plenty of power and lots of range. Maybe security services could use it for, you know, moving around, circling construction projects on a regular basis. And in fact, after that, I'm sort of at a loss. Maybe somebody who wants to do super long distance runs, maybe that's for them as well. But it's just so big. In my mind, it's more of a motorcycle than any electric scooter I've ever ridden. And so with that in mind, I'm not really sure who this is for. And that's why I've struggled so hard to actually put this video together. But if you figured out what the Dualtron X2 is actually for, can you put that down in the comments? Because it's beyond me. Michael's been riding around with me today, doing all the filming. Thank you so much. But as always, I want to know, what is Michael's word of the day?
Conflicted. Conflicted is the word of the day, Tim. Definitely, I sense the tension between the two different types of scooters and the delay in getting this comparison video made because of all the features. And so I think you've done a wonderful job. The word is conflicted.
That's awesome. Thank you. So who is the Wolf King GT Pro for? You know, it's for pretty much anybody that wants to do long range commuting, super long cruises, maybe even off-roading, because you could order it with the actual off-road tires, which is amazing. It's terrific for my weight. So it says it's maxed out at my weight, which is 265 pounds. But I think if you were heavier, it wouldn't be an issue. Like it's super solid. And I just love all of the cockpit in itself. It's just super professional. It's super handy. The brakes are great. I just love this thing. Can you tell? So quick wrap up here. What did I like about it? Well, the Wolf King GT Pro, I absolutely love. It is an amazing unit. I love the fact that you can just hop on it. You can do the street ride. If you put those off-road tires, you can go and do that. I knew also when I tried out the Wolf King, or is it the Wolf 11? I always forget which one it is. I'll put the video up there. I love that video as well. Sorry, I love that scooter as well. So when I tried the Dualtron, I was completely confused by the whole thing. The Dualtron X was massive. It's in fact, and it was so expensive, it actually had me nervous to ride around. So then when the X2 came out and I got to try that, you know, I was super appreciative of being able to try it out. But again, I was at a loss. I'm like, well, who is this for? I mean, can you imagine taking off a 13-inch tire at home and replacing it? You're gonna need like motorcycle level understanding or motorcycle setup for repair work just to get a tire changed. So that sort of unwieldiness about it was something I wasn't really sure about. The weight of it it's so massive. I didn't understand what Dualtron was doing. And I guess what I mean by that is like the Dualtron Storm, the Ultra, like all these amazing scooters. Why did they need to come out with the Dualtron X2? Who's it for? I have no idea. And that's why I struggled so much with this making of this video. I just kept putting it off onto the side because I was like, you know, at some point somebody's gonna watch this video and go, Tim, you didn't like the Dualtron X2, we get it. It's not that I don't like it, I just don't understand why you even need to make it. It seemed dated in the cockpit. It seems like it's got so much power. I'm so confused by the whole thing. And I hope that's coming through here. So if you can help me understand what a Dualtron X2 is actually for, then put those down in the comments. If you're with me and you're like, Tim, it's totally over the top, nobody needs a Dualtron X2, that makes sense too, put those down in the comments.